Run It Back Nation, do you want to get $200 in free bets from DraftKings? Yes. Yes, you do. Click the link in the description. Bet $5 on any game. And if your team wins, you get $200 in free bets only from DraftKings, only from using the link in the description. Hit the like button on this video. The like button shoots me to the moon. And flood the comments. If you don't have anything to say, just put your favorite emoji. It doesn't matter. It's all for the algo!
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
I think this is the main point. The main thing that I took away from this game. Doug Pederson goes to his new team, right? Doug Pederson does what he always does. Nick Sirianni takes over this team. And I think what Nick Sirianni has over Doug Pederson is humility. I think Doug Pederson has an ego. Actually, I know that for a fact. That's why he left. He couldn't handle the Howie Roseman thing, and he wanted more control over the team, and they had disagreements, and he won the Super Bowl. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to have the control over the team that he wanted, but it was never going to happen because Howie Roseman, you know, is in Jeffrey Lurie's kitchen making him breakfast. But I think Doug Pederson got a little bit of an ego. It didn't work out here with Howie Roseman being in control of the roster and all that stuff. Nick Sirianni came in, and he learned the hard way starting out last season that I got to have an open mind. You know, if what I'm doing isn't working, I got to be smart enough, open-minded enough to look in the mirror and change what I'm doing. And that happened last season with Nick Sirianni, giving up the play calling, and the Eagles in general moving towards a run-heavy offense when Jalen Hurts just, you know, struggled throwing the ball down the field, or was just struggling in the RPO system that they were running, you know, the games where they weren't running the ball at all, the entire crowd's yelling, run the ball. They changed it, and it worked. This game today was a small-scale example of Nick Sirianni versus Doug Pederson because Nick Sirianni started this game out the same way he started last season. And in the rain, I don't think it was the right game plan. Heavy RPO, making Hurts drop back and throw the ball right off the bat. He throws a pick six, right? I'm not saying Hurts struggled to throw this season yet at all. It was because it was raining, and I really think that. But I think Nick looked in the mirror and said, well, this ain't going to work. We need to go ground and pound. And I think Doug Pederson, having the ego that he has, having the this is going to work and I'm going to run this until it fails mentality that he's always had. I called him in a text to my mom a pass-happy dumbass, and he just is that. And, you know, that's what they did. They were up 14-0, and the Jaguars, Doug Pederson, failed to establish the ground game, control the clock, and put the game away. And Nick Sirianni changed his game plan, changed his strategy, took advantage of the opportunities in front of him, and the Eagles won the game. So, Nick Sirianni, got to give you credit. You beat the Super Bowl winning coach from Philadelphia. You beat him. You outcoached him. So, Nick Sirianni outcoached Doug Pederson today. I really think that. And the results of Nick Sirianni changing the game plan, or you know, Steichen or the whole team together, whoever you want to give credit to, the results were Miles Sanders ending up with 27 carries for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. Miles Sanders ended up with 27 carries for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. This was a coming out party for Miles Sanders. You know, I mean, he obviously is not going to usually have a game where he gets 27 carries. But also, coming into this season, it was a question, can Miles Sanders stay healthy? Is Miles Sanders' run style the right run style for this team? You know, those were the questions coming into the season for me. I thought so far in his young career that he's been too much of a left, right, east to west kind of, you know, wannabe Shady McCoy, cut on a dime, dance around and lose yards kind of guy. And I think this season I think this offseason he's worked on those things. I think it's, kudos to him for also looking at his own game and saying, what do I need to work on? I think Miles Sanders has been more of a one-cut-and-go running back this season. I think he's done a much better job of getting the ball, finding the hole, hitting the hole, taking the 3, 4, 5 yards versus trying to break everything for a 100-yard gain. So, shout out to Miles Sanders for what he's done this offseason, and I think his run style it definitely looks different this season than it looked last season. I think he looks more north-south, more straight up, get the ball and go, and it's been working out for him. He did have 2 catches for 22 yards. The 16-yard catch I really liked. Now, Miles Sanders' rookie season, he had 50 catches his rookie season. There was no question about his ability to catch the ball when he was a rookie. In his second year, he had a lot of issues. He had fumble issues, but he also had drop pass issues. He had a lot of issues his second season. So people were, Miles can't catch. And I was like, he had 50 catches his rookie season. He can catch. I don't know what he did last season. He just has to get it together. Today, that one, man, big-time third down across the middle of the field. He catches the ball. He's got a one-on-one with 2 linebackers, and he says, okay, it's foot race time. We out. And he runs for 16 yards, outruns the linebackers, and ends up down the sideline for 16 yards. So, big-time game for Miles Sanders. Happy to see it. Happy to see the Eagles coaching staff, adjusted on the fly, called the right game plan, and straight up outcoached the Jacksonville Jaguars coaches. Nick Sirianni outcoached Doug Pederson. And, Jalen Hurts only had 25 pass attempts. I think that's right where you want to be in a game with this kind of weather. 16 for 25 is pretty good. 204 yards. He had the interception. But even Hurts, man, how many times did we go for it on 4th down? How many times do we have a 3rd and 1? Another one of my favorite things about this game, the QB sneak with Jalen Hurts. Because I think last season, a lot of times Nick Sirianni would go for it on 4th down, and he would just try to be so damn cute. You know what I mean? He would just be in the mirror, skirting heels, putting on his makeup, curling his damn bangs, trying to be cute. And I'd always say, man, stop trying to be cute. You got a quarterback that squats a damn Toyota Prius. You got a quarterback that can run through play. The only person in the NFL that squats over 600 pounds besides Jalen Hurts is J.J. Watt. You understand that? You got a quarterback whose legs are as strong as J.J. Watt. So last season, I thought we went for it a bunch of times on like 4th and 1 and tried to get cute, stupid little screens or double end arounds or whatever. 3rd and 1. Every single time you're within 2 yards with a quarterback that can squat 600 pounds, it's QB sneaks all day, man. It's QB sneaks all day. So I'm seeing that this season too, and I saw that in this game a couple times. Shane Steichen, Nick Sirianni, and these guys saying, hey, 1 yard, 2 yards. Aaron Donald, you're right, McNugget, I'm sorry. Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt, and Jalen Hurts. The only NFL players that are on record squatting 600 pounds. Nick Sirianni and Steichen saying, hey, we got a quarterback that can move some people. QB sneak. QB sneak, QB sneak, QB sneak.